Hey guys, it's me Juliet.
And I'm Chase.
Thanks for joining us.
Today we've got a fun interview with Tara Strong.
She's the voice actor of so many amazing animated characters like Miss Minutes from the new Marvel TV series Loki,
Batgirl in the new Batman Adventures,
Raven on Teen Titans,
Twilight Sparkle on My Little Pony,
Bubbles on Powerpuff Girls,
and Ben Tennyson on Ben 10,
and so many more. And recently, she's the voice for Mama Box and Kitty Fairy on Gabby's Dollhouse Season 1, 2, and 3.
And we get to talk to her today.
Come on, let's go check it out.
Hi Tara, thanks for joining us.
Hi Chase, hi Julia.
Are the personalities of Kitty Fairy and Mama Box influenced by anyone you know in your life?
Probably Mama Box is my mom and me, like a really sort of sweet combination because we were both really crafty and we were both very hands-on. Love being a mom the entire process. Moms.
It's me, Kitty Fairy!
And Kitty Fairy, I don't know. I don't think there's a real human that I take experience or ideas from. I think she's just sort of become her own entity that lives in my brain when it's her turn to come out and play. But I don't think that she's modeled after anybody.
Okay, so since you do a lot of characters in this career, do you ever mess up by doing them and like do a different character from a different TV show?
Not usually, because once I create a character, they live up in my brain, and when I'm working on that script, they know it's their turn to come out and play. The only time it can get tricky is if two of those characters are on the same show and their lines are back to back. Once in a while, they're like, oops, that was Harley, not Batgirl, so I gotta flip that again. But when it's their own entity and their own show, I usually don't mix them up. It's only when it's on the same show that if they're in the same script, sometimes there'll be a little slip.
Is there a cat in Gabby's Dollhouse that you most like, and maybe one you don't voice but you wish you could?
That's a good question. I kind of relate to both of my characters because, first of all, I'm definitely someone who loves every part about being a mom, and Mama Box is a really great mama, and she's constantly doing arts and crafts with her kids, and so am I. Like, since my kids were little, I had them learning origami when they were like 2, and Fimo or Sculpey. We would make miniature food things and cakes and painting and shrinky dinks. Like, there hasn't been a time in their lives, and they're now 19 and 17, and I can say it's still going, where we haven't done some sort of arts and craft all together. So definitely Mama Box. And I'd say Kitty Fairy because I love magic and I love ritual and I love green. I love gardens. So like, she's sort of my spirit kitty. Does that make sense? She's my spirit fairy kitty. And there isn't really a part I'd like to play because I feel like it's such a magical, adorable show. It's one of the cutest shows I've ever experienced, like from top to bottom, how adorable everything is. And it's such a perfect like symphony that I wouldn't want to mess with it. Like, everyone has the part that they're meant to have.
When you were a little girl, just how Gabby has a magical dollhouse that she always plays with in her room, did you ever have like a dollhouse like that or a really favorite toy when you were young?
I want to share that I did have toys that I loved, and I probably had a favorite doll, but I want to speak to the significance of a dollhouse that I had that was hand-built. And my mom had a twin who was very, very, very close to me. She was like a second mom, had it built, and it was beautiful and ornate. And I didn't grow up in a mansion with a billion toys. This was very special. It was very beautiful. And I played with it a lot, and I decorated it a lot, and I had little characters, probably made them funny voices. And I remember thinking it would be so cool if they could come to life. It'd be so cool if they could come to life. And then years later, I remember thinking, like, I should pitch a show about a dollhouse characters that come to life. And now we have Gabby's Dollhouse. So I'm going to use the dollhouse because it's kind of a nice full circle for this show.
You have 2 sons who are now teenagers, but has there been any characters you've done voices for that they get super excited to tell their friends that their mom does the voices for that character?
They're pretty proud of me. I'd say the most they've asked me to do a voice for a friend of theirs would be Timmy Turner. So, his generation grew up watching Fairly Odd Parents. So if he's got a friend he made in high school that maybe didn't know us at the time, he's like, no, my mom's Timmy Turner, do the voice. But separate of that, they had a really wonderful childhood. They grew up at Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and got to meet all kinds of extraordinary people. And they were always very, very proud of me. And we had school trips that I organized so the kids could go see how the initial stages of animation are done. And it was really fun for them. And they really loved a lot of things that I've done. I think their favorites are often things that they don't know I'm on initially, like a Rick and Morty or catching me on Family Guy. My younger son was a little into Injustice for a little bit, so playing as Harley, as me, was really fun. They definitely get a kick out of what I do, and it's fun to see them at Comic-Cons and see them proud of me. I think they get a kick out of it.
All right, Kitty Rangers, you've made your Ranger leader proud, and you've earned another patch.
Tara, thank you so much for joining us today. We can't wait to hear you on this season of DreamWorks Gabby's Dollhouse, now streaming on Netflix.
Thank you, Chase and Juliet, for joining us. You guys had some great questions.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and thanks again to Tara Strong for joining us today for this interview.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and be sure to share with any friends and family.
Especially those who like Gabby Dollhouse.
And check out our past videos where we interviewed the creators of Gabby's Dollhouse, and we interviewed the actor that played Gabby herself.
Juliet, this is our 3rd Gabby's Dollhouse interview. Isn't that really cool?
It really is. I'm Juliet.
And I'm Chase.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Bye!
Hey, Gabby. Meow.
This is not the Addams Family.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.